breaking down Knicks 76ers matchups ahead of 2024 NBA playoff showdown. The Knicks pushed for the highest possible playoff seed until the final day of the regular season, and their reward for capturing the number 2 seed was a perennial Eastern Conference contender that only slid into the play-in tournament because it was without the reigning league MVP for more than half of the season. Joel Embiid is back for the 76ers, who come into this intriguing first-round playoff matchup with 9 consecutive wins, including 6 in a row since their 7-time All-Star center returned earlier this month from knee issues. Embiid hasn't always looked at peak form in those games, but the Sixers are 32-8 with him in the lineup and 16-27 without him. The Knicks boast their own legitimate MVP candidate in point guard Jalen Brunson, even if they're without 3-time All-Star forward Julius Randle following shoulder surgery. Tom Thibodeau's Knicks advanced in the playoffs last year for the first time since 2013 with a first-round series victory over the Cavaliers, before losing to Jimmy Butler and the Heat in the conference semis. Expectations to go deeper are even higher now following a 50-win campaign, but it all starts with figuring out how to get past an incredibly daunting 2-7 first-round pairing. The Post's Peter Bott breaks down the key matchups that will decide whether the Knicks can get by Embiid and the Sixers and earn an opportunity to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2000. Knicks 3-point shooting versus 76ers 3-point defense. The Sixers ranked 11th in the NBA in defensive rating with 113.0 points allowed per 100 possessions, and they were number 5 in opponents' 3-point percentage, 35.4%. The Knicks' volume of 3-point tries slipped from 8th in the league last season to 14th, 35.8 per game, even with free agent signing Donte DiVincenzo setting a franchise single-season record for long-range makes, 283. Still, key reserve Miles McBride 41%, DiVincenzo 40.1, and Brunson 40.1, each exceeded the 40% threshold, and mid-season pickups OG Anunoby 39.4, and Bojan Bogdanovic 37.0, were close. Sixers 3-point shooting versus Knicks 3-point defense. Standout perimeter defenders Emmanuel Quickley and Quentin Grimes were dealt away in the deals for Anunoby and Bogdanovic, respectively, but the team's incredible 20-3 record with Anunoby in the lineup largely is predicated on his defensive ability. Still, the Knicks finished the season 17th in the league in guarding the arc, with opponents connecting on 36.5% from deep. All-star guard Tyrese Maxey, 37.3% on 8.1 attempts per game, and deadline pickup Buddy Hield, 38.9% on 6.6 attempts, are the high-volume shooters from long range. But Nicholas Batum nailed 6 threes in the play-in win over Miami, and Embiid was a 38.8% shooter, while stepping outside for 3.6 attempts per game. Rebounding. Even with Mitchell Robinson missing 51 games due to December ankle surgery, the Knicks still finished 5th in the league in overall rebounding, 45.2 per game. And they continue to be demons on the offensive glass with a league-best 12.7 offensive boards per game. Fill-in starter Isaiah Hartenstein finished 5th in the NBA in that category among qualifying players with an average of 3.3 offensive boards, while 6'4" wing Josh Hart and mid-season acquisition Precious Achiuwa combined for another 4.5 per game. And Robinson, who returned in a reserve role in late March, averaged 4.6 offensive boards over his 31 appearances, which would have tied for the league lead if he had played enough games to qualify. Embiid, 11.0 rebounds per game, is the Sixers' primary rebounding threat, but their 43.0 per game average ranked 20th in the league. Drawing fouls and shooting free throws. The Knicks slipped from 3rd in the league in free throw attempts last season to 14th with Randle missing the final 2 superscript 1/2 months and RJ Barrett, and quickly dealt away in late December. Thibodeau has lamented the lack of calls for Brunson all season, but among their active players for this series, his 6.5 attempts per game lead the team by a wide margin. Hartenstein and Robinson are next at 2.1 tries per game, and Robinson's free throw percentage of 40.9 has lent itself to hack-a-mitch strategies from opponents if he's on the floor late. Embiid's ability to get to the line and to get defenders into foul trouble is always a major factor. His 11.6 attempts per game exceeded qualifying league leader Giannis Antetokounmpo's 10.7, and he sank 88.3% from the stripe this season. Knicks' ability to get paint points versus Sixers' interior defense. The Knicks' ability to grab offensive rebounds led to them finishing second in the league in second chance points at 16.3 per game, but they were 20th overall in paint points with 48.9 per game. Still, the 6'2" Brunson's 11.6 points per game in the paint were second among NBA guards to the Thunder's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 14.3. Embiid and backup center Paul Reed combined for 2.7 blocked shots per game, but the Sixers ranked 17th in the league in paint points allowed. Sixers' ability to get paint points versus Knicks' interior defense. The Knicks didn't miss Robinson's inside presence as much as originally feared when he was sidelined, with Hartenstein and Kiowa each averaging better than 1 block per appearance. Still, Embiid is a rare inside force when healthy with a career scoring average of 27.9 points per game, including 34.7 in 39 games this season. Even hobbled, he still averaged 30.4 points over 6 late-season appearances, and then had 23 points and 15 boards in the play-in win over the Heat. In transition, the Knicks ranked 17th in the league in steals with 7.5 per game and 15th in transition points, but the active perimeter defense of Anunoby, Hart and McBride give them the ability to push the ball. The Sixers tied with the Thunder for the league lead with 8.5 steals per game, and they finished a few notches higher than the Knicks in transition points, 11th. Depth/bench. The absence of Robinson, Randle and Anunoby for much of the second half forced Thibodeau to rely heavily on expected second-teamers such as Hart and McBride, who slid back to a reserve combo guard role with Anunoby's return. Bogdanović has started to find his groove with 11.4 points per game in 8 April appearances, and Robinson and Kiowa also solid provide backup minutes up front. The Sixers' depth players behind Embiid and Maxey, primarily Hield, Batum, forward Tobias Harris, veteran guard Kyle Lowry and starter Kelly Oubre Jr., are all capable scorers. Coaching. Thibodeau is a 2-time Coach of the Year winner, and this might have been his finest coaching job navigating through several long-term injuries to push the Knicks to their first 50-win campaign since 2013. Philadelphia's Nick Nurse, who won the 2019 NBA title with the Raptors, looks much better with Embiid in the lineup than without him. Intangibles. The talented Sixers are not your typical number 7 seed, but their recent postseason failures, they never have advanced past the second round with Embiid, still haven't been expunged. The Knicks went 27-14 at home this season, and need to use a rollicking Garden atmosphere to their advantage, especially in a potential Game 7.